Hey guys, Defiance082611. It's been quite a while since I did a video. So we're going to do a hook here, and then I'm going to head out, and I guess we can chat for a little while. Not really much been going on. It's really why I haven't done a video in a while. Looks like a guy dropped this nice and low for me, I think. No, that's great. Maybe I'm wrong. Alrighty. You guys can hear me. Normally what I do is hook up the trailer and then I turn on the lights and the blinkers. I've had problems recently with fuses blowing in the tractor, and I don't know whether it's because, you know, I got the lights on, the flashers, and then I suddenly hook up the trailer, and I don't know what the problem is, but I've had the trailer light fuse blow several times. So I've gotten into the habit of hooking up the trailer first, and then turning on the lights and checking them. Lights are on. Now, you probably won't be able to see this, but the jaws across the kingpin. And it's a little bit high on the left side here because the trailer's on an angle. So you can probably see it just slightly lifted here, but the other side's completely flush. It's just because of the it's up on that rail right there. If it was more than that, I'd be concerned. And of course, obviously, when I lower the gear, I'll double check that and make sure that it's flush. And I guess we're going to do this in low. I was turning it the wrong way. Every one of these trailers is different. You never know which direction is low and which direction is high. Extremely annoying. But you can usually tell because this way is easier than turning it the other way. Alright, let's try. This happens a lot at this lot because the ground isn't flat. That's why I always drop my trailer a couple inches low. If it's low, the tractor will lift it up and you get under it. And if it happens to be too low, you can always dump the air in the suspension and get the tractor even lower. That's my tip of the day. Drop your trailer a little on the low side, and you don't have guys having to do this shit. Okay. So, you guys didn't see. And now it's completely flush. Lights on, lights on. double check trailer is full. I have had that happen. They put the wrong placard on the wrong trailer. Usually you can tell when you drive off. Tires. You want to check the springs. Probably can't see it, but there's the leaf spring right there. Right there. You want to check them. Make sure they're not cracked. Check the lug nuts. Obviously, basically check the tires. With the mud all over them, it's kind of hard to tell. Marker light, blinker, license plate light, marker light, blinker, marker light. I always check to see if there's a hose in here. There isn't, and I don't need one, so it's okay. Tires. Again, check the spring, You can see the slackage. You're not going to be able to see this, but you can see the slack adjusters on both sides there too. These trailers are nice because you can see everything. Lug nuts, tight. No obvious defects on the outside of the tire. Could be a flat spot on the bottom, but you'll never see it anyway. Blinkers working. Always check the front tire. With these railroad tracks, you can get cuts across your tire. Headlights on, blinkers on. Can't see them, but the marker lights are on. Same there. Now you want to check the lug nuts on the other side. It's pretty obvious stuff. Now what I do is I turn the lights off, turn the flashers off, and I use the parking brake. There's a lever over here, trailer brake. It turns on the brake lights, and I go back and I double check that the brake lights come on, because I actually got pulled over the other day for a brake light that was out. It was working when I did my pre-trip, but I like to check them independently, and they're on, and it's on, which means that both the marker and the brake light are working. Of course, that doesn't guarantee that it'll stop working in 5 minutes, and then you get pulled over and get a ticket. But of course, the government thinks we're omnipotent beings that know everything in the universe. Why didn't you know your brake light was out? I don't know, officer. Maybe because it's 70 fucking feet behind me. Moron. Yeah, my truck's a mess. Sorry, guys. Alright. Turn the diff lock off. Y'all, I always run with the interdifferential lock on in this yard because the pavement, because the ground is all uneven and you can have problems. So, alrighty. I already know where I'm going. Sorry about the windshield. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. I just don't have time to try to make perfect videos, get the truck clean, totally clean. Half the time I don't know when I'm going to work until that day, or it just, and a lot of times I'm running either very early in the morning or late at night, and the camera doesn't do very well in the dark. So, and I try to stay over this way to get the trailer wheels to cut across those tracks at as high of an angle as possible. You get down into this rut here, well, you can't see it, but there are pieces of metal sticking up, railroad spikes and shit right there. I lost a couple of tires in there, so you want to try to not hit that stuff if possible. Or if you do have to go over it, try to hit it at a high angle so that you're not cutting the sidewall on the tire. And you got to swing wide here. You got this moron parking right in the way. It's like, why the fuck don't you park down there with everybody else? Because I'm a moron. And you got to stick close to these cars over here to make that corner. some of these trailers are longer than others, so you really got to watch every time. You'll be as close to this fence as you can be, and sometimes you'll barely make it over there. Other times, you got like a foot and a half, as I did that time. Alright, I'm going to roll the window up now. It is hot today. So, probably going to ramble a bit today, guys. Sorry about that, but don't really have a specific topic. It's one of the reasons why I really haven't done many videos recently. Is I just really haven't had a whole lot to talk about. And, you know, nothing new. Haven't been any place different. But a lot of you guys are still asking, you know, make some more videos. And I just don't want to bore you guys, but I figured today I started off at a nice hour of the day for making videos. It's bright out. I hate this intersection. You always got one person or another, and you'll get right about there, and then put it on his turn signal and turn in here. He didn't, but that happens all the time. You always got to double check it, because these are big fat mirrors, and at the right angle, that mirror will block pretty much the entire lane oncoming. And so what you got to do is either move the truck a little bit, or you move your head forward and backwards like this to change the angle, see around it. When you're pulling out like that, that mirror pretty much blocks a section of an entire part of the oncoming lane. So, you know, if you happen to not see the car, you look and he's right behind the mirror at that time, then you pull out and, you know, you end up having an accident. So you really got to look twice or three times to make sure you know what's around you. Either look long enough that you know a car that's moving is going to get through that blind area, or move your head around and look, or both. This particular truck, I've had a lot of trouble with that, where it seems like the mirrors block more of the road. I noticed it with the Volvo I used to drive also. I didn't really notice it with the Freightliner that I used to drive at Schneider. I don't know whether the mirrors were in a slightly different position, or maybe the mirror was thinner. It didn't have the big round cover on it. I don't remember. Fuck me. We'll get on the interstate here. We'll talk about motorcycles a little bit. I had a really fun weekend. A couple weekends ago, Kawasaki had a demo event up in Indianapolis. I went up there and rode a bunch of different stuff. Started off with the Ninja 250. Which was pretty cool. Really nice looking bike, really light. Great beginner bike. I found it to be lacking power a bit, more than I thought it would. You know, I've got a 500cc bike that's, you know, over 30 years old, and if you look at the 0 to 60 times and the quarter mile times, it's actually about as quick as the Ninja 250. But boy, that Ninja 250 didn't feel as quick, and it could have just been that it was so light that it was, you know, it didn't feel quick, but it was. I don't know. By the numbers, it's as quick as my 500cc bike, but trying to figure out why that guy went over there. If he's going on to I-75, he really needs to be in that other lane. Although you can make it from the left lane. Sorry, back to bikes. So rode the Ninja 250. The cool thing about that bike is it revs like crazy, and it sounds good. Even I thought with the stock muffler, I thought it sounded good when it was doing it. So you kind of feel like you're going fast, and because you're revving the engine up, and it sounds like like you're racing, and but really you're not going that fast. So rode that, and then I rode the. We're on time here. Let me stop the video and start again. Where I'm right at 15 minutes. See you guys in a second.